Are you tired of striving for perfection in your relationships, only to end up feeling frustrated and disappointed? What if I told you that the Stoic approach could unlock the secret to true happiness, even in imperfect relationships? Welcome to today's video, where we dive into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and how it can help you find peace and happiness in your relationships, no matter how imperfect they may seem. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept the things we can't. When applied to relationships, this mindset can transform your experience from one of constant struggle to one of deep contentment and understanding. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment below about how Stoicism has helped you in your life. Let's get started. 1. Accept the nature of change. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that everything in life, including relationships, is constantly changing. Whether it's your partner's behavior, the dynamics between friends, or even the way you feel over time, change is inevitable. The Stoics remind us that we should expect change rather than resist it. In relationships, people grow, circumstances shift, and things don't always stay the same. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often reminded himself that everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact, signaling that our view of a situation is often shaped by our expectations. Instead of clinging to an ideal version of someone or something, Stoicism teaches us to embrace change and find peace in accepting it. This doesn't mean we should be passive or give up on improving things, but rather that we should accept the natural ebb and flow of life. When we resist change, we create unnecessary tension and frustration. In relationships, this means letting go of rigid expectations and allowing them to evolve naturally. The result: more harmony, fewer conflicts, and a deeper appreciation of the present moment. Change is inevitable, and the Stoic way is to embrace it with calm and clarity rather than resist or fear it. 2. Differentiate between love and attachment. In Stoic philosophy, there's a significant difference between love and attachment, and understanding this distinction can lead to greater happiness in relationships. Love, in the Stoic sense, is about caring for others and wanting what's best for them without expecting anything in return. It's unconditional, not driven by need or desire. Attachment, on the other hand, is a dependency where we tie our happiness and emotional well-being to another person's actions, approval, or presence. Stoicism teaches us that attachment often leads to suffering because when we depend on someone else for our happiness, we lose control over our emotional state. In relationships, this translates to the idea that true love doesn't come with expectations or demands. It comes from a place of self-sufficiency. When you love someone, you care for them and want the best for them, but you don't hinge your own happiness on their behavior or how they feel about you. In this way, Stoicism teaches us that the secret to lasting happiness in relationships is to love fully, but to remain grounded in our own sense of self-worth, not dependent on others to provide it. Before we go further, if you enjoy enriching contents like this, please remember to click the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you won't miss our weekly sharing of wisdom for your personal growth. 3. Release the illusion of control. One of the most important lessons from Stoicism is the understanding that we cannot control everything around us, especially other people. In relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to control how others behave, what they think, or how they feel. However, this is an illusion. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions, responses, and emotions, and to accept that we cannot control the thoughts, feelings, or actions of others. In relationships, this is particularly important because the more we try to control others, the more frustration we invite. If your partner, family member, or friend doesn't act the way you expect, trying to control or force their behavior will only lead to conflict. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to let go of this need for control and focus on our own actions and attitudes. When you stop trying to control everything, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and disappointment. This shift in mindset leads to greater peace in relationships. The Stoic approach to relationships isn't about manipulating others to meet your needs, but accepting that each person has their own journey and that your peace comes from within. 4. Don't take things personally. One of the most freeing aspects of Stoic philosophy is learning not to take things personally. In relationships, we often feel hurt or upset when others say or do things that we perceive as negative or critical. However, Stoicism teaches us that other people's actions are a reflection of their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences, not a direct judgment of us. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, reminds us, when someone does you wrong, it is not the harm they do to you that affects you, but your response to it. By internalizing this wisdom, we stop viewing other people's actions as personal attacks, and instead, we recognize that they are simply expressing their own struggles and perspectives. For example, if a friend snaps at you, it may have more to do with their stress or internal issues than with anything you've done. When you take things personally, you make the other person's issues your own, causing unnecessary pain. But when you learn to separate yourself from the actions of others, you protect your peace. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control what others think or do, but we can control our reaction. By practicing detachment, we stop allowing other people's words or actions to define our happiness. When you stop taking things personally, you develop resilience. You start to see criticism or negative behavior from others not as an attack on your worth, but as a challenge to respond with patience, wisdom, and calm. 5. Find joy in the small moments. In the Stoic view, true happiness doesn't come from grand achievements or external validation, but from appreciating the small, everyday moments of life. Relationships can often feel heavy or stressful when we focus too much on the future or on achieving perfection. But Stoicism teaches us to find joy in the present, especially in the simple things that we might otherwise overlook. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, frequently reminded himself that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By training ourselves to focus on the present and find joy in the little things, like a smile from a loved one, a quiet moment together, or even a simple conversation, we can bring more happiness into our relationships. Instead of constantly striving for more or worrying about what's next, Stoicism invites us to embrace the beauty and peace in the here and now. In relationships, this means enjoying the small, intimate moments with your partner or friends, rather than only looking for grand gestures or milestones. A meaningful look, a shared laugh, or a moment of understanding can be just as fulfilling as a big event. By practicing mindfulness in relationships, we can find contentment in these small interactions, which in turn builds a deeper connection with others. Stoicism reminds us that true happiness is not in external achievements, but in appreciating the moment as it is, free from expectations or demands. In this way, finding joy in small moments can help us build more resilient, peaceful relationships. To sum up, Stoicism teaches us that happiness doesn't come from having perfect relationships. Instead, it comes from accepting imperfection, focusing on our own reactions, and embracing each moment as it is. By practicing this, you can experience deep fulfillment in all your relationships, no matter how imperfect they may be. Now, it's your turn. Think about a relationship in your life. How can you apply these Stoic principles to find peace and happiness within it? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights on Stoicism and personal growth. See you next time.